Hi everybody and welcome to Taurus Media Photoshop tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you an effect that I use when I touch up my model photos. Today we're going to work with this photo I have right here. It's not actually taken by me, it's taken by Leif Erik Bretten. If we go to my studio page, thesignaphoto.com, you can see the picture down here. So this is the final result we want to get out of this tutorial. If you think this photo is cool, please check out thesignaphoto.com for more photos by me and my crew. So let's get back into Photoshop. We have the raw footage here. The first thing I want to do is touch up the contrast in the picture. So take a little copy of your picture so that you have another layer down here, and we're just going to go to Image, Adjustment, and Brightness and Contrast, and see if we could touch up. This actually is a quite good way to touch up your photos, just hitting up the contrast a bit, and then you have suddenly a much brighter and perfect photo. Okay, let's see here, like that. Okay, now you can see the difference from the first photo to the second. Okay, the second thing I want to do is go over the picture and touch it up with spot healing brush. This removes some the effects or pimples or anything in the skin of the model. So if you see right here, I'm gonna make my brush approximately the same size and just click it once. There we have a clean skin right there, and you just go over the whole model like so, checking the skin for uneven things that you don't want to have in the photo. See right here. Oops, there we go. As you see, this is a rather easy way of touching up people that you have taken a photo of. Okay, let's see. There you go. So this is the change we have so far. As you see, she has a little mark on her hand there. I want to remove that. And for those of you who are a little bit experienced, you now know that clone stamp is a good tool to use. It works that you hit the Alt key to choose your source, like that, and then you copy the source to the next, to where you brush. You can see now that it's copying from my little X down here to the circle where I'm brushing. By doing that, we can now remove a little mark right here. There we go, see? There we go. Starting to look a lot better here. Okay, the next thing we want to use a smoothening effect that's built into Photoshop. So we're just going to take this lasso tool and choose her, mark her out just slightly. This is just because when you're working with big photos, it takes a lot of CPU to do this filter. So just like that. Okay. I kind of missed it down. There we go. Then we go to filter, blur, and surface blur. Oh, one thing. Make a copy. There you go. There, background 1 and 2. Let's just call this blur, so that we can see the difference. Go to blur and surface blur. And in this case, we wanna blur her so much that we just can see her face expression here. Move that. If you see, I move up the threshold, she's becoming all distorted here. So play around so that you get something that looks okay, that you see, so that you see the edges, but not her pores. There you go. And you just click OK. Looking a lot smoother here. There you go. And we're just gonna down the opacity to get back the lines from the previous photo that we have in the background here. And there you go. Now you can see the difference. If I zoom in 100% here, you see the difference in the skin right here and down here. So that's how you smoothen the skin. And this effect we would do at the end, because this model is standing kind of awkward and her hair is kind of flat and stuff like that. We're going to use a wonderful tool called Liquefy. There we go. In Liquefy we have all these tools that you can use, but I almost every time I use this forward warp tool. What it does actually is, if I take your nose there and drag it all out there, you see the effect. You just dragging out the picture like that. But if you use this correctly, you could make the picture rather cool. So I'm gonna just have the brush at 151, and I'm gonna slightly fix her arm up right here. Like that. And she has a bit of mess in there. And this, just take your time and slightly formations, so that the model becomes a little more perfect. Okay, anyways, hit OK. Now you see the difference in the photo. This wasn't the best one I've done ever, but whatever. Yeah. Now you're supposed to take the surface action that I did. There we go. She's kind of distorted now because I have rather done this in a hurry, but you get the idea. You're about to learn the technique, not how to actually make this perfect. So the last thing I usually do is I go make a little cloudy effect. If you go back on this photo, you can see her hair. She's rather bright and cloudy. Sets a little dream mood. Just go to select, color range, and choose highlights, and OK. And then you fill this with white. Simple as that. And then you go to filter, blur, engage on blur, and you blur it a bit. As you can see here on the photo. There you go. And put down the opacity. Something like that. That's the technique that I used for this photo. Play around with it. If you have some results, I would love to see them. So just for a final comparison, here's the photo after and before. Before and after, before and after. Okay, play around with it. Hope to hear from you. This is Tourist Media for touristmedia.net.